This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. I'm Derek Gilbert. Please, if you're watching us on YouTube, God bless you. Subscribe, click the bell for notifications, share the link with your friends, but then please make sure we never get canceled. I'll tell you how to do that after the break today. Topic number 5 today, NATO in Ukraine. That's the accusation coming from Russia's Ministry of Defense. They're claiming that NATO troops wearing Ukrainian uniforms are manning and directly overseeing Ukraine's advanced anti-air defense systems, which have been provided by Western nations. This comes after weeks of the Kremlin saying that French mercenaries have been positioned in the city of Kharkiv, which is just across the border from the Russian city of Belgorod, which has been the target of a number of mortar and rocket attacks. This statement issued by a high-ranking Russian officer is not officially sanctioned by the Ministry of Defense, didn't come straight from the Kremlin, but it is still significant. There's no evidence provided for the claim, but it is well known that Western advisors have been training Ukrainian soldiers on how to use these high-tech missile, rocket, and anti-aircraft systems, probably in neighboring Poland. The bottom line here is it doesn't really matter if this is true. What matters is that Russia is putting it out there and may at some point use it as justification to widen the war to other nations in Eastern Europe, including NATO countries, which would require, under Article 5, the United States to come to their defense. Topic number 4, dumbing down America. Lack of math skills, a national security concern. In comparison to other industrialized nations, American students are falling behind in math proficiency. A new assessment called the Program for International Student Assessment found a 13-point decline for American students compared to the 2018 exam. 28 countries and economies managed to either maintain or improve their 2018 scores, including countries like Switzerland and Japan. They're leaving the United States in the dust. These nations have a number of common characteristics, one of which mentioned in the report is much shorter school closures during the pandemic lockdowns. I suggest they may also be focusing less on indoctrination. You know, things like math is racist, that 2 plus 2 can equal 5, and the idea that there's only one correct answer for every math problem is an example of, patriarchal thinking or some such. Anyway, actually focusing on actual math skills instead of indoctrination. The Defense Department is literally calling this a national security issue because you need people who can do math in order to do, science and engineering. And again, if we fall behind other nations, this can become a national security problem. Topic number 3, women in Wyoming. What are they? Well, apparently the House of Representatives in Wyoming doesn't want to go on record as saying 20 Republicans helped to shoot down a bill that would legally define gender to be the same as biological sex. This bill was written in response to a story from the University of Wyoming, we would probably view it as insane, frankly. 6 members of the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority chapter at the University of Wyoming had challenged the admission of a young man named Artemis Langford. That is him on the left there. You can see the difference between Mr. Langford and his sorority sisters, whose faces are blanked out for their security. They legally challenged the admission into the sorority by casting doubt on whether sorority rules allowed a transgender woman, but a district court judge actually found in favor of the national sorority and Langford, ruling that the sorority's bylaws as a private voluntary organization don't define what is a woman. So the House of Representatives took up the matter. By the way, the 6 young ladies who filed suit to have Langford removed from the sorority pointed out that in certain allegations that we won't go into here, but just suffice it to say that he didn't act like a young girl surrounded by other young women. Anyway, the Wyoming House failed to pass the What is a Woman Act, which would have defined male and female in Wyoming law because 20 Republicans in the House sided with Democrats to spike the bill. Of all the states in the union, I would have put Wyoming near the top of those that would have no problem identifying the differences between a man and a woman, but apparently that I was mistaken. Look, if you're going to call yourself a conservative, please ask yourself the question, what exactly are you trying to conserve? Because with Republicans like these, who needs liberals? Topic number 2, poison chest milk. Yes, I said chest milk because we're dealing with a substance expressed by men. The University of Sussex Hospital's National Health System Trust in the UK has released guidance suggesting that men's chest milk is comparable to that produced following the birth of a baby. In other words, that substance produced by an actual woman using, through her actual breasts. The British healthcare system apparently thinks that pumping a man full of artificial hormones so that he grows breasts and produces milk is a good substitute for actual mother's milk. Look, for this to happen, biological men have to take a hormone called progestin to develop milk-producing glands, and then hormones like domperidone, which is often prescribed for women who struggle to breastfeed and only under doctor supervision, helps to stimulate the production of prolactin, which is a separate hormone that tells the body to produce milk. However, this same artificial hormone has an FDA warning that the use of this hormone is associated with serious cardiac adverse events, including irregular heartbeat, cardiac arrest, and sudden death. And because it can be expressed through breast milk or chest milk, the manufacturer recognizes that this can be dangerous. The label on the drug from the manufacturer says the drug, quote, may cause unwanted side effects affecting the heart in a breastfed baby, and that it should be used during breastfeeding only if your physician considers it clearly necessary, end quote. And yet, in the UK, University of Sussex, the British healthcare system, has decided that this, as with the hormone blockers that, as we told you earlier, can negatively affect cognition in developing teen girls who take the hormone blockers. In other words, it lowers their IQ by 7 to 15 points. Stigmatizing transgenders is more important than poisoning our children. Coming up, hacking one crisis to avoid another. That's New York City today, and I'll explain next on 5 and 10.
Well, let me take this occasion right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new book in the Blood Alliance special offer. This amazing opportunity includes the brand new book, Blood Alliance, the attack on Yeshua's threshold covenant and its impact on you in the midst of our prophetic times, by best-selling author Messianic Rabbi Zev Porat, that details the current-day diabolical influence of the biblically identified Chaldean spirit, the false, counterfeit threshold covenants Lucifer is planning to use to deceive millions of Christians in the days ahead. What the Old and New Testament has to say about the temple on the Temple Mount, what the Sabbath really is, and how the threshold covenant brings it to life. But we're just getting started. This must-have collection also includes Zev Porat's all-time best-selling book, Unmasking the Chaldean Spirit, which details his stunning supernatural conversion from a deeply Orthodox Jewish man to faith in Jesus Christ as Messiah, as he faced literal demonic manifestations, temptations of great wealth to denounce his faith in Yeshua, yet through it all he pressed on with a glowing zeal for the Word of God and the people of Israel. But that's not all. This unbelievable collection also includes best-selling author Carl Gallup's book, The Rabbi, The Secret Message and the Identity of Messiah, which reveals how Israel's most venerated Orthodox rabbi, Yitzhak Kaduri, came face-to-face with the true Messiah and said that it was Jesus, all while efforts by global media and powerful elites to cover up this broad-sweeping, stunning revelation totally collapsed. Sold separately, these items hold a retail value of $60. Yours now for your donation of only $35 plus shipping and handling. So act quickly. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity right now, but it's available only while supplies last, so don't delay. Visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Blood Alliance special offer.
Item number one today, the state of New York City today. Woman named Jane Duncan, a couple of weeks ago, taking her usual walk in her Washington Square Park home. That's New York City. Local vagrant, well known to police, suddenly jumped out in front of her and pulled a knife out of his pocket. Thinking quickly, Ms. Duncan said, "I started coughing all over the place and said, 'I have COVID. I'm on my way to the ER.'" And the vagrant, who is known to locals as Matthew, got scared and ran away, hacking one crisis to avert another. Now, here's the follow-up to that story. That is, by the way, a photo from the New York Post of Matthew harassing a local resident, asking for money. She found him a few days later sleeping on a bench, out walking with her son, and she let police know, "Hey, this is the guy who pulled a knife on me." And the police just went over, instead of searching them for a weapon, just said, "Hey, Matthew, hey, buddy, you okay?" New York City today. I'm not sure which part of that story is crazier, actually. Skywatch TV's virtual conference, Countering the Darkness, coming up in, just a week. The 29th is launch date. You'll get 90 days access to 24 presentations, featuring, of course, the final presentation by Dr. Tom Horn, but other cutting-edge speakers like Ryan Pitterson, Doug Van Dorn, Dr. Judd Burton, Rabbi Jonathan Kahn, and many others. You get 90 days access to all of those and free access as a bonus to all 6 feature-length documentaries from Skywatch Films. Find out more and register today at defenderconference.com. That's defenderconference.com. This week on Skywatch TV, we're talking with Messianic Rabbi Zev Poret and Pastor Carl Gallups. We're discussing Zev's new book, Blood Alliance. How do these alliances, the threshold covenant, the sacrifice of an animal at the doorway of one's home, how does this relate to actual portals between this realm and the next? What was Paul talking about when he was describing the third heaven? Zev discusses that this week. Sharon and I were honored to be on the panel for those discussions. Don't miss the program, skywatchtv.com. All of our video content is always there. You can also see it at Roku and Apple TV if you have the Skywatch TV channel for your set-top box. It's on YouTube. New YouTube channel for the main program at Skywatch TV now, rumble.com/Skywatch TV. But better yet, guarantee we never get canceled by downloading our free app to your smartphone or tablet. This brings all of our video content right to you, bypasses the gatekeepers of big tech, and adds some additional features that are very useful, like a calendar of our upcoming events, important news updates several times a week, a Bible module with multiple translations, and more. All of that right in the palm of your hand, whether you're holding an iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire phone or tablet. Again, it is free. We have links to their app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.